Hey everyone, it's Jules, Kid Boss if you know me, by trade. Hi, I'm a longtime rapper, longtime musician, and as I'm getting older, I want to start sharing the wisdom that I do have, because I used to walk around here not knowing what I was doing. I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing. However, I do still feel like I've found some things that helped me on the way and have helped me on my path that I want to share with y'all. And these things, I don't know them to be true for you, but they're true ish for me. And they're really just things that help me keep ebbing and flowing through creativity so I don't become a blocked creative. So, one, start with everything, even the mediums or art that you don't do. So, wherever your heart and creative instinct tells you to explore, explore there. It changes like the wind, especially starting out. I really recommend picking like 2 to 4 mediums that you enjoy to focus on and let everything else ebb and flow. So, when I first started out, I wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to be a fiction novelist. I wanted to be a soccer player, a rapper, a DJ, a producer, and an engineer. And that's just to name a few. It was really hard to settle on one thing. But ultimately, I feel like I needed to choose a couple of things to put my attention on if I was going to get anything in this lifetime done. So I looked at the most natural grouping, and that was rapping, producing, and audio engineering at the start. So that's where I began my object of focus for about the last 8 or 9 years. So now I have put in my 10,000 hours for those three. I just spent the last 4 years teaching audio production, audio engineering, and multimedia in general at the University of Tennessee Chattanooga Library. It was a great stint. Throughout that journey, I still wrote fiction and poetry in phases off and on. I still explored writing in the sense that I doodled a lot and wrote blurbs down and did poetry still. And I dabbled in painting even. I still was dabbling. I still was poking around any kind of creativity that would bring me joy and anything that could help me express myself. Throughout the journey of 10,000 hours, I feel like it gave me confidence in my taste and the way I express myself. Creativity is still scary some days, but I know my home base is well built, so I'm free to explore the unknown universe that surrounds me, and I'm doing that again by picking up fiction. I got a little bored with making music because I did get to a point where I was proficient enough at it and technically sound enough at it, I could make a song easy. However, we like to be challenged as humans, so I've started to write again, and that's really helped me blossom and continue to further push my art. So please start with everything when you are first starting out, because you never necessarily know what's going to be for you. Um, yeah, and if you didn't allow yourself, so for example, on the other side of a bad novel could be the greatest song you'll ever write, and you couldn't have gotten there if you hadn't written that chunky novel with all the holes in it because you didn't allow yourself to be open to what you really wanted to experience. On the other side of what you fear is what you desire, and the bitter pill to swallow is you got to go through what you fear and create what you fear as well, so that you can process that fear and see that you really made something that you love. uh yeah, we can create art that evokes any senses as long as we're open to our unique channel, because art really is defined by the senses in terms of what mediums are. So, like, painting is visual, music is audio, cooking is taste and smell. Some invoke multiple senses, and some art crosses and confuses the senses as well. Yeah, so that's number one. Two, practice finishing. When I found my rhythm initially, it was after working on music for 3 hours a day, about 3 to 5 days a week. I practiced writing a song and demoing it out each day. This allowed me for a time to write a song like shooting from the free throw line. It helped me learn what hooks, choruses, bridges, and verses were and how they worked together. And even though a lot of the songs I couldn't use, a lot of the songs, the ideas were half formed, I was able to go in and adjust them to grow them and evolve them further. I was working with something there as opposed with working to nothing there. And learning how to close out a song and finish a song helped me with my confidence again. So I did a similar thing with production as well. I would take a song that I loved and couldn't get out of my head at the moment, and then I would deconstruct the instruments in the song. Then I would take the songs in those instruments, excuse me, I would take the instruments in those songs and make my own production around the same tempo. This gave me instruments I loved playing with naturally and helped me identify how many bars certain strong song structures were. This really helped me just dig in deeper to why music is the way that it is, in a way that makes me love it and love to hear it as well. So it was really just keeping me tuned in to what I love listening to the most and teaching me how to make what I love listening to. And so on that, it's like finishing a project in service of the next one. I've always got one main project that I'm working on, and it's the one I intend to finish. However, I do vary between side projects from the same medium to different ones. This keeps things interesting for me. And the way it keeps things interesting for me is as long as I'm doing the hard work and discipline of creating and finishing the task at hand, the other creativity flows around me naturally. So as long as I'm rising to meet my challenge, after my challenge has been met for the day, it makes me want to go back into the vault and look at songs, grow those songs further, and continue to work on them. If I wasn't doing my priority or the challenge at hand, I'd really be using creativity as like a diversion or a distraction from what I really would like to be working on, and that is definitely dangerous territory. If I over engross myself in a side project, sometimes I get stuck, and I get stuck in priority paralysis where I forget what I'm supposed to be prioritizing, and that happens more often than I desire it to. And in making a video like this is hopes in helping me break out of that, because on the other side of a bad YouTube video is the safe exploration into the unknown for me, because we're doing creativity. Nobody's dying here except maybe ourselves. We don't take care of ourselves, but we're taking care of ourselves. I don't know where to go sometimes, and that's okay, because usually it means I should go out and experience life for more inspiration and put down what I'm working on. 3. Leave it on the field. When you are done working on it, put it away. Put it away, put it away, put it away. Don't be a scab. The more you pick at it, the more it bleeds. You will go crazy trying to keep pins in all that you are working on. Instead, look at it like a garden or an arboretum if your creativity is that prolific and you've got way too much unfinished work. Like a garden, plants need space as well as proximity to ensure that they grow. Too much water will flood it, too little will dry. Let the waves come in and out naturally the best you can. And sometimes, there's forests out there right now, no tending to, that are naturally thriving on their own. So tending really varies, and that's why I really try to focus on one prioritized task, because I would just like to see that exist in the universe, or that project exist in the universe, and really taking care of the plants around that project really accentuates that tree or that piece of the garden. It's almost like some kind of landscaping sometimes. So what is that, 3? That's 3. We're on to 4. Right? Nope. Ha! That's funny. All right, so we're on 5, I believe. Actually, no. We're on 4. Yeah. 4. Be a fan. Video games, TV shows, books, music. Be a fan. Love what you love. We all started making naturally, and we all started by being influenced by a song we heard, a TV show that we saw, a movie that we watched that wanted us to get in directing. I was 6, and I heard the Eagles for the first time on cassette. I was 8 when I first heard Linkin Park in my mom's van. I was 12 when I first heard AFI, and it really connected an angsty existence to me. I was probably 5 or 6 the day I heard the Eminem show, which was the first day I ever went to the projects and had to live there. Naruto was in high school, middle school. DBZ was in elementary school. Interact with what you love. Don't worry about what you're missing out somewhere else, honestly. There's so much art there right now. There's so much art out there right now, and overconsumption on new things is feeling like a clinical overdose. We're all fatigued by it when you could go back and fill your cup by watching Dragon Ball Z for the 100th time, and each time you're just enamored and encapsulated like you're sitting on a couch or a TV, not thinking about anything else in existence, just being and being a fan of that art and being enamored and encapsulated by it. Lose yourself in the work that you love to lose yourself in. You know what work you love to lose yourself in innately. Don't avoid it because you feel like you should be somewhere else or be doing something else or be watching or reading something else. If you love it and it's on your brain, engross yourself in it, because it'll pass and you'll want to be interested in something else again. Our minds flicker, our attention wavers. Be with what's in front of you at the moment, because that's going to help you be an open channel. Yeah, do not forget about your child and what they love to do. All right, last, life first. I use this pillar of needs to see what I can do to self-actualize. So take care of your life and don't let creativity be something you have as an aversion to taking care of what you need to do. Food, water, shelter, exercise, meaningful time with friends and family, and stable sources of income. These are like a mega charge for your creativity. The more you engage with them, the more you engage with what helps you feel a present sense of being, the more you'll be an open channel for the creativity you wish to manifest. It's like the biggest cheat code to me. A lot of artists are suffering artists. They like to believe that their suffering is key to their creativity. However, I'd like to counterpoint that life will make you suffer enough without imposing intentional suffering onto yourself. When you cultivate your life like a garden and you care about the being that you have and the life that you are living, you will create to higher heights than you could ever imagine. And I really believe that, because I used to be a suffering artist who believed that suffering was the key and self-destruction was the key. No, life will destroy you. Life will take you down enough. You can let go of the need or the feeling to intentionally self-destruct or self-harm yourself. You do not need to do that to be a creative. And in conclusion, everybody is different, so please take what I say with a bit of sugar. These are only things I have learned that help me maintain the courage and openness it takes to create. Y'all keep loving yourselves and being there for yourself like you are there for others. And keep creating, keep creating, keep creating. I love y'all. I hope these tips helped. I hope this wisdom helped, because it helps soothe me.